Yes.
Should we jump in and sort of start?
I think we can start. I think everybody's muted, and just unmute if you want to chat and ask a question. And if it gets a little bit too chaotic, we will be able to switch and until the do the mode where you have to raise your hand. But I think we're good.
Can I just say something before something forget?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So someone in the chat asked, so I don't think you can speak in the chat. He asked about the BNB rewards. If they sell before they claim, what happens to the BNB, basically?
So your right on the ownership would leave. So your best always before selling is to claim as much as possible before you go to exit the position. Just because the way it works is the blockchain looks like a record. So if you think of it like a database, or even just an Excel spreadsheet or anything, once your name's scrubbed off that, it can't find you. So the ownership of that is gone, and that's a massive sort of rigmarole to get around and sort of solve. So for the moment, and I think it will more than likely stay that way, is if you sell, your right on the BNB behind the token will disappear as well.
And after that, he continued. What happens to that BNB that he had in his wallet? Basically, when he loses his rights, what happens to the B that you already had in his claim wallet?
So it's not actually defined in the contract in such a way, but the general consensus is that, well, from what I understand, is it would go back into liquidity pool, because when they sell their tokens, there would also be an allocated amount of BNB associated with that. So that's actually quite great, because I don't know if you all know here, but when you go to add tokens to a liquidity pool, it has to be equally matched tokens to BNB. So it allows us to add it back into the liquidity pool and provide some stability to the market. So yeah.
I think the bigger question is, why are you selling?
There you go.
I mean, the tokenomics that you have in there, I mean, there's really no reason to sell the coin, because you can just collect the BNB.
It's not him anyway. It's
it just 2.5x.
Chat, yeah.
You gotta figure people.
Yeah.
If it's 2.5x's in a half hour, there's gonna be people that are pump and dumping day traders. They're gonna swing trade that, take their profits out, maybe take half, maybe sell the whole thing. So you see a couple big buys. There's people that were short term, and that's good. I mean, gives us volume, gives us exposure and stuff. That happens with all
for
coins.
Sure. Yeah, exactly that. And I think you can never, even we're sat here now, but you can never really look upon people who are selling and think why, because there could be hundreds of reasons as to why they need that money. The rewards are great if you need your $250 today. You can't really look upon that with questioning. So yeah, I mean so that's basically the situation. But yeah, does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
cool.
I want to
answer the person's question, but
okay, I'd like to ask a question just for the new holders. Can you just explain to us how the tokenomics for your coin works and how to claim the BNB rewards, if that is a simple thing, or maybe post something on how newer users can claim their BNB rewards?
Yeah, of course. So the way it works is, I like to explain it in dollar terms. So let's say, for instance, you buy $100 worth of Earnable. $15 will disappear, and 13 of those 15 which have gone will go into the BNB pool and is then shared amongst all of the holders. So we have $13 in the pool, and the best way to work it out really is you can look at BSC Scan, or you can look at and work it out, because it's quite an easy math, because it's a round number. But you work it out and you'll take home the same amount of share as you do have tokens. So as an example, if you have 1% of the tokens and there's $13, sorry, I'm British, in the pool, you'll take home 13 cents. And that's the way it works. So, and then the other tokenomic side of that is the 13 has been sort of dealt with. 1% is given to you in Earnable. So you'll see the numbers rise. So if you bought $100 on opening day, you might now have 101, 102, just purely based on the fact that you will get 1% redistributed. And the final amount comes from adding into the liquidity pool. And what that means is it's there to replace the tokens that you're buying and also provide some stability, because at the very start of a token, when it's really low, everyone wants to see volatility, because when it starts, the only way it can go is up, because there's no sells to come in. So we keep the liquidity at a reasonable level, not too high, not too low, because it allows for you to realize gains and for it to rise. But over time, we do want to get to a point where it's not spiking 100% in a day, 50% in a day. And that's done through liquidity pool, because the way a liquidity pool works is if you have $10,000 in a pool and you sell $1,000, the price will jump or fall 10%. So yeah, but that's the general split. It's split between the three places. And then it's the same when you sell. So the way that you claim those rewards is each person, well, it actually works as one big pot, and the blockchain keeps a tab on who is allowed what. And then there's two ways to claim. You can either do it through the website, and I understand some people are a bit nervous around the website because it's written by the project owners. There could be all sorts of dodgy stuff going on. Actually, there couldn't, because we could record the wallet addresses. When you go to claim, it pops up with that the thing saying, "Are you willing to spend this gas fee?" Well, whenever anything's happening there, that's the same thing you'll get. You can't. Transactions can never go to your wallet without you confirming it, and that's quite important to remember. As long as you don't give away your private key, of course. So yeah, so you can claim through the website, or if you are a little bit more worried about the website, or if you're on Trust Wallet in the UK, or I think it might even be the EU, I'm not 100% sure, and they've taken away D-apps, you can claim through BS Scan. And that's basically doing the exact same thing the website does, but you have to do it a little bit more manually. So there's steps on the website, but if anyone's having issues, just please talk to me, and I'm always happy to either check rewards, making sure you're getting them okay, show you how to do it, or check the total amount you've claimed over time, or anything like that. Just message me, and I'm always happy to help with that sort of thing.
Yeah, adding to that, like I see sometimes there are questions in the chats because people are having some issues or whatever, but they get lost easily. So I always advise do DM either Tom or Mike or Junior Dev, and they know everything. So they will be able to help you out through DMs as well.
Yes, exactly that. And also, yeah, DM us, or the best thing to do is at us in the chat, because what I generally do is, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, there's 1,000, 2,000 messages in the chat. So I just flick through my ats. So if you're having issues, just at one of the mods or one of the devs or whoever it is, and we'll circle through and help you out, or just post in there. People are generally pretty helpful, but we're always happy to help, because I do understand, if you're not used to it, it is a little bit of a challenge to find out what you have to do, especially if you're doing the BSC scan side. So yeah.
Any more questions, guys?
Someone in the chat asked what happens if you buy more and you don't claim before it.
Sorry, I'm trying to find it. What's the question?
So if you don't claim your rewards, what happens if you buy more? Does it go up more, or how does that work?
Oh, so that it can work out, because it can work out when you owned the amount. So if you buy more, it will take your current pot and then add on the new pot that you'll slowly accumulate, because it accumulates over time. So if you have £10 at 6 o'clock and you buy an extra, you double your pot, you'll have $10. So not pounds. And then from that second on, you'll then accumulate double, because obviously it's split based on your percentages.
Yeah.
So I have a question. With the marketing wallet unlocking tonight or whenever it unlocks, what are your plans going forward with marketing?
So
I'll let Tess handle that.
yeah, we actually have some pretty nice plans. We are having some focus points for the marketing. Just
We have a full budget.
Yeah, for budget. Yeah. Logging on now. I saw my computer went down. So we have a pretty nice announcement actually for you all. We went through the vetting process of BSC Scan. They approve ads, but only from certain projects. and we went through it and we got accepted. So BSC Scan banner ads will be integrated into our marketing plans, and those banner ads should be live somewhere around this weekend, depending on how fast they are.
Right.
So circling back, we spend like a pretty good amount on banner ads. They are quite expensive, but they do perform really well. First, we decided to focus on PoolCoin and BSC Scan, and we have some influencers. Like tonight was doing pretty well. We of course have to do a little bit of experimenting. So we try out different influencers. We tried some cheap ones. We tried some bigger ones, and see what happens. But certainly things like tonight will happen more often. We're onboarding YouTubers as well. And at some point we'd like to have like someone famous shout us out somewhere. Of course, some public AMAs will be planned, but like hopefully not the ones like shampoo. Also, with the marketing budget, we'll be saving for an audit. That's a very important one, but also really expensive. For your information, that's like 10 to 30K for a cheap one. Am I right, Tom? Or
so it sort of varies. It goes from a couple $1,000s for the newer ones, which is debatably worth it, because at the end of the day, it is just someone who knows a little bit of code looking through your code. So really the whole point of an audit is to go with the most respected sort of seller you can. So obviously that is Circuit. I'm sure everyone will have at this point at least seen their logo, and it sort of works down from there. So Circuit is around about 30K to have an audit and done by them, but then it goes down from there. So we've had quotes all the way down to, you know, a couple $1,000s, but they are from startups, and you have to sort of ask yourself, is it worth doing if the whole point is to gain trust? So yeah, it sort of ranges.
yeah, so coming down from that, we are also looking for someone who can assist me on marketing. So we're actually trying to find a marketing specialist to make sure when I'm at work, everything is going well and we get the best deals and everything. And besides that, of course, after some nice growth, the listings like CMC, like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, they're already applied for, but we have to wait until we reach the holder count of 2,500. So those are still coming up, pretty nice things. So this is the marketing plan. Hope you guys like it.
Yeah, and we have sort of percentage breakdown by week of where we'll be spending it, which, you know, as Tess was saying, covers influencers, ads by platform, influencers by platform, you know, all sorts of things. It's all very broken down, and yeah, so hopefully that will give us some good regimented idea around where we're going to spend the money going forward to sort of optimize it, as well as that. Probably not tonight, I don't think, Tess, but we'll be doing it soon. We'll be basically polling on where everyone's come from, and the idea is that we want to optimize our money spend on advertising by picking the route that people are most finding us. Yeah. I'm just going to cover one question quickly, which is in chat, because we do get this quite a lot, so it's a good one to cover off, which is by I Love You Bear Market, and it's, why don't we do BNB rewards automatically? Because we get this asked all the time, so I thought I'd just quickly cover it. And this is because it's a choice by, well, really myself, but checked by Tess as well, is that if you're a small holder, let's say, for instance, you know, you're right down the bottom, you know, you only have a couple dollars in there, or $10, or, you know, something like that, your ownership levels are quite low, let's face it. So when you go to, we claim $100, 15 is taken, we split that 13 between everyone, your ownership might come out to, I don't know, let's say half a penny or half a cent, or maybe even less than that. And obviously that's quite affecting on the way that you're going to pay, because something to remember about these auto claim coins is that gas fees are always paid. So although you might not see the gas fees and you might not click buy, you might not click send gas like you do at the moment when you claim on our website. You are paying it. So that's important to remember, because you'll be paying it out of your rewards automatically. That's not too much of a big deal if you're a whale, but if you're smaller and you have a smaller holding, you could be spending 4 or 5 or 6 claims just to get a single claim, because you have to save up just to pay the gas fees, because a lot of these tokens, they do distribute it every 30 minutes, half an hour, 6 hours. It might even not be enough if you're a low holder. So the reason we do it is for 2 reasons. One, optimize rewards and sort of remove as much gas fee as possible. And then 2 is because, I don't know about you, but I personally like it when I log on and I click the little button and I claim it, and it feels a bit more special than having just, you know, a few BNB popping in every so often, or a few points of a BNB popping in every so often. I personally love it. When I log on in the morning, I check my balance and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I've earned some BNB today. It goes in my wallet. So yeah,
so
thought I'd cover it off.
yeah, a big part of it is psychological, I think, because it's so nice. Even though a passive income that gets into like deposited into your wallet is pretty cool, how cool is it that you can actually interact and claim your rewards and feel the joy of it? That's, for me, it's a big part of the joy.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, going forward, it not being auto claim gives us a lot more freedom around what we want to do in the future. Do we enable, you know, things like you can pick any token to get your rewards in, and that's only really possible if, so you can pick any token to get your rewards in, because it's only really possible in the future if you're claiming, because you need to pick. You know, you could pick, you want to claim this week, you want to claim the tokens in BNB or SafeMoon or whatever it is that you're interested in. You, in theory, could claim that. And that's sort of something we're not working towards now, but it's something in the future that I'm aware would be a cool feature, which if we're doing auto claim makes that a whole lot harder. Because you have to think about, you know, ending your subscription on the previous one and rolling it over. So yeah, just something to think about. And that's the general reason why.
Can I touch on that, Tom?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, Mikey.
Yeah, I told you I'd be in here. Also,
nice.
If you notice on like Pancake Swap and stuff like that, like when they do their staking rewards, you can choose to do manual or auto. If we just had it integrated auto already, we wouldn't have that, like you said, the choice. So we eventually down the line, we could even have it where you could just stick with BNB and auto renew it, and it would just do it for you, and you have that option. Where, like he said, we wanted to make sure that we could keep that open.
Tom, that's a big ass thing you drink from.
Yeah, this is a huge big thing of iced tea that I'm drinking right now.
Nice, very healthy. Yeah. So moving on, I think Science Nerd had a question. Am I right?
Yeah, any question from anyone else?
There's a question in the chat from someone right now.
Can you ask them, Skydive?
If I buy a dip at 200 equivalent and the chart goes to 1,000, will I increase my BNB rewards? No, it won't increase your BNB. Oh, well, I guess it would. Sorry.
Can you repeat
I'm just thinking
the
about
question?
this.
So it's
yeah, sorry. Okay. If I buy if I buy a dip at $200 and the price goes up, then its investment is now worth $1,000. Will this increase my BNB rewards? Yes, because the only way the chart will be affected is by buys and sells. So in order for your investment to become from 2,000 to 1,000, there has to be buys, and in theory, well, not in theory, it has to then reward you in BNB. As well as that, there are 2 sides to the BNB. You know, the price of BNB can go up, in which case the rewards might fall, or the price can go up. I mean, right now we've launched conveniently at quite a nice time where I don't foresee the BNB going much lower. And so hopefully, in theory, the way is up. So in the future, we might be claiming the exact same amount we're claiming now, but it might be worth 2 times, 3 times more. So it's all kind of affected in the way it will work. But yeah, that's the general sort of consensus on will your rewards go up or down. It's yeah, because the thing that moves the chart is buys and sells. Yeah.
Nice. Any more questions? If there are none, I do have one. Tom,
Yeah,
do
go
you
for
have
it.
any nice news to share today?
I do. I have some very nice news to share. I have news that we have a new team member. So their photo will be going on the website and everything. I'm sure you will have seen them in the chat. So DevOps HD will be joining the sort of dev team and helping with the website, which is fantastic news because I am not a web developer. While I do it a little bit in my sort of time, and those who have followed us through Arigato to here will know that while I'm more than happy to do web development, it might not be my biggest selling point. So that's fantastic to hear, and we're very happy to welcome him on here. I don't actually know if he's in the chat right now, but
I don't think he
it's
is.
amazing to have him here. Yeah,
But
that's
we're
absolutely fine.
really happy he's
Yeah.
on the team. It's a big asset
Yeah.
and also a really nice guy.
Yeah, it's really nice to have somebody that's willing to do the front end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Everyone.
Hey there.
Yeah, so yeah.
I see someone unmuted, so I guess there's a question.
Hey guys, lovely to see the chart starting moving. That's fucking fabulous. I left the computer for a couple of hours. I came back and I was amazed. I was, what? Look at this shit start moving properly.
Yeah, that green
Nice.
candle was amazing.
Yeah, let's keep
how
it coming.
came?
Say what?
You know where it came from?
Excuse me, I don't understand what the question is.
Do you know where it came from?
Where the green candle came from? From
Yeah.
your marketing?
Yes.
Nice. Keep it going. Keep it going. Don't ever stop. We want to go to $5 and $10 million market cap. That's not a big achievement. It's just a small achievement. Look at Baby Cake, for fuck's sake. $89 million in 3 days.
Yeah, I'm wondering how the hell they do that, actually. If anyone knows, tell me.
Yeah, I want to know as well.
I know how they did it. Tess, how they did it is they have a humongous budget on Poo coins and Dex tools and pretty much all the chart software, and they're spending. It's the only ad I've seen in a week.
Okay, yeah,
that
makes sense.
That's interesting you should say that, actually, because I actually have the opposite experience. Because I mean, only today I said to Tess, "Oh, I haven't really seen the Baby Cake ads," and then I saw one, but I haven't really seen the ads at all. So maybe they're focused towards
It's the
certain
geo-targeting.
areas, or
I'm
yeah,
in Canada, and my friend in the States, he said he sees nothing but Baby Cake too.
Okay, maybe it's targeted at you guys then, as opposed to Europeans. Interesting.
But guys, you can also reach there. You can also do the same. We are a reward token. People love rewards, especially if it's in BNB. I mean, BNB is more popular than Cake right now, you know. So
ads are just to tag along. Ads, if you like have not searched up the coin or heard about it, the ads will be targeted more towards you. And then once you've started looking up, like seeing it, you'll start not seeing them as much.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that, actually. They were like, because I was missing like really functions on the targeting and everything, because I'm a social media marketer for my job. So I'm used to having a lot of control over who I'm targeting and how much and where. But with these ads, I can't do shit. But I
You don't
know
get anything.
No.
Yeah, their ad serving platform's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrific. It's literally just where do you want to serve it and what country, and that's it. It's like there's nothing really.
Yeah, true. So any more questions, guys? Don't be afraid also to ask like more personal questions. Feel free to get to know us, or
yeah, we don't mind. It was just
Go
when he was
ahead.
like on that, it was just in shampoo that we were like, but yeah, we're more than happy to you guys. You're the holders. We don't mind at all to ask anything.
That was uncomfortable in every way.
I was like, actually, I was kind of in my element there, because that's like where I can really do well. Is yeah, when he's like, when I feel like I can sort of get a bit out of him, and I'm okay with that.
I already know Tom since like I think 2.5 months now, Tom, or like 3 even.
I think more than now, yeah.
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 And
yeah.
I have been saying for over these 3 months, I love Tom's sassy side. Well, this was
It doesn't come out very often, but
no, but sometimes with the scammers and stuff, I love it.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes when we have like, because we get loads of messages, which is like, oh yeah, we're happy to promote your stuff on this scammy channel. I'll like, I'll add Tess in, and then we just like go to town and being like, yeah, of course we'll pay. How about 1,000 BNB? Will that be a good start?
Sometimes I'll even ask if they do a control transaction towards us.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I just had one small question. I am actually new to this project, so I just invested like yesterday. Just wanted to check how do we claim the BNB reward? Sorry, I know you must have been asked this question a million times before.
Yeah, sure. It's no worries. You go to claim the
Please,
rewards.
Can you do the question again, Tom? Because I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, sure. It was, I'm sure you've been asked this question a few times. How do we claim our rewards?
Oh, yeah.
So the rewards are claimable through two ways, and one of them is our website, which is Earnable.one, and you connect your wallet and you just click claim. It's nice and easy. There are a few bugs around the European Trust Wallet, which sort of cause it to just stutter, which I am working on. It's not a bug on our end; it's a bug on their end, and but I'm working on a way to get around it. Or you can claim through BSC Scan, which is where you go onto our contract and you hit write contract, you connect your wallet, and then you enter in your wallet address, and it will let you claim. There's instructions on the website, but if you give it a go, if you have any issues and you can't figure it out, just DM any one of the mods or the admins, or pretty much the entire chat sort of knows roughly how to now, so we can always help you out.
Thank you for answering that.
No worries.
So, Tess, the queen of marketing. So you guys, you did the marketing before you got the. You didn't have the marketing wallet open yet, right?
Yes.
We had it on Sunday for about 2 hours, and then we locked it. So the way it worked was we launched with the marketing wallet open, and then we quickly got a lot of holders in. And one of the sort of fears early on was for new holders who hadn't met us before. The worry was obviously that we were going to be malicious with it and sell it or do something with it. So we locked it. We locked it for 5 days, which is unlocking at Friday. But in that time, before we locked it, we did do a good claim, and that's what's seen us through the week.
Oh, nice. So that's even before you open the marketing wallet. Wow. So we have to break all-time high and beyond, even double and triple when you guys open the marketing wallet. That's gonna be insane.
Yes, exactly.
I believe.
So we've been running off a reduced budget.
Yeah, I understand that. That's amazing. Still, it's very good results for.
It's a bit hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a bit hard to manage everything this couple of days because, of course, you want to see a lot of movement, and we want to see it too. But like, we rather under promise and then over deliver.
Yeah,
that's a little bit of our style. And then, but we also really wanted to deliver, so we found ways to make sure we got the best deals. We were on it the whole day.
We were like having to work out what would be the most dollar affected based on Twitter followers. So it's like having to like work out the cost. Like it costs $400 to do a tweet, but he has a million followers, so that's like this much per follower. This one's going to be better based on retweets. It was like a whole thing.
Nice.
We've pretty much got through it now. We've only got 3.5 hours till it opens up, and then we can sort of stick to our budget going forward.
Nice.
We should see some good growth.
And how much do you got there in the marketing wallet already? The marketing wallet is collecting rewards as well, or is going from the taxes?
Well, the taxes feed rewards, and we claim rewards. So where the holder limit is 1.5%. So of £10, a normal holder might claim anywhere up to 15p. The marketing wallet gates 10p at 10%. So that allows us to sort of accumulate rewards. So I checked earlier on, and there was in the mid-20s. I can't exactly remember where it was, but which would be more. This week we've been running on less than a quarter of that. So this would be a good week. and it gives us a good budget to run off.
Nice.
And we have, so.
It was actually a good idea to lock it for 5 days because now it's accumulated and you have more budget to work with.
Yeah. I mean, we were always going to be quite budget heavy with it because that's just where we come from. I mean, I'm like the world's stingiest person, as Tessa, I'm sure, will agree with. Like she has to fight me over $1. So,
can you imagine how strong I am?
So yeah.
Did you think it was potentially a good idea to weekly lock it, unlock, claim rewards, lock it again, or no?
Well, really, it's down to you guys. I mean, me and Tess know ourselves. We know there's nothing. I mean, I have access to the wallet. We know there's not going to be anything dodgy going on, and it's a public wallet, so you can go on and see it. But I mean, it's down to you guys. If you guys feel uncomfortable with it being unlocked, then we'll lock it. It's just to remember that it does cost us money to lock it. It's 0.4 over BNB or something. So that is effectively it's not far off another tweet or whatever it is. So yeah, there is benefits and negatives to it, and then also alongside that is things like if we get halfway through the week and something pops up, it gives us the opportunity to claim should we need to or want to sort of boost that promotion forward. So there are positives and there are negatives to both sides. So I think more than likely we'll probably go to a poll, do you reckon, Tess? And we'll do, as we do with most things, poll it and see what the community thinks at large.
Yeah, because I think the community as a whole just now, at least, I mean, we're all pretty fine with, you guys. We don't think there's anything malicious going on. It was just in case of growth, new people coming in might get the same sort of feeling that you had day one, etc.
Yeah, so. Exactly that. Yeah, because we have, even today in the last 2 hours, we've had 350 people join our Telegram, and the likelihood is they aren't people who left in the past. They're more than likely going to be new people, and they're going to be completely new to this without a week's worth of knowing us and a week's worth of being on here or whatever it may be. So, yeah.
Cool. Keep it up.
Yeah, guys, you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, great to hear.
You're our best.
Thank you.
And just
Any more
for reference, we were obviously I'm part of Baby Shiba Inu, but we were the token before you in Shampoo Lounge, and holy fuck, they were total chads. They were terrible. Oh my god! And then we all sort of stuck around to listen to yours, and we were all sort of laughing about it in the chat. But it was brutal, and I think you handled it extremely well. So
thanks. I kind of actually, to be honest with you, I kind of liked it because they thought they were going to catch me out, but really I'm just there to answer their questions. So, and then they're sort of saying to me, "Oh, it's a conspiracy," and I'm like, "It's not."
It was funny.
The question: do you have enemies? I laughed so hard.
I think we were all laughing.
No, this is his job.
I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, yes, it's you guys. You are my now enemies. I've now met and accumulated some.
I think the best part was, we're here to rug screen all these projects, but are you dating the marketing women? And it was like, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
That cracked me up, and then being angry at us because they thought we orchestrated something to ask easy questions, and then they come up with this.
The funny thing is about it is that it was so last minute, because as if we could have orchestrated anything, because I mean, one of our sort of team members and mods sorted out the interview, and they were like, yeah, can you come and have a pre-call with us in 10 minutes? And then they were like, oh yeah, can you come straight on to do a live? But actually we managed to delay it to the next day. But it was all very last minute still. So yeah. But actually, to be honest with you, it worked out in our favor because we had a load of new holders from it. And from what I've seen, we've had really good holders come from it. We've had people who are really responsive in the chat, people who are like actively engaging, and that's exactly who we want. So to be honest with you, it couldn't have worked out more in our favor.
Right? All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So like we're doing our AMAs here, right? Have you reached out to any like other platforms that like I know that last one was horrible, but any ones that would be like a little bit more professional for like an official AMA on their platform?
Yeah, so we're building, we sort of have to apply. It's quite a slow process because I'm sure, can you imagine how many tokens are trying to get on these places? So it's quite a slow process. The reason we were so quick on shampoo is because effectively it was free. So as soon as it popped up, we were like, yes, we'll do that, because at the time, we have a reduced marketing budget, but going forward, we are definitely looking, and we're very keen on it, because I think it is a good way, because the people who are actively engaging in AMAs and joining and listening and partaking, they're interested. So I think it is a really good way to sort of grow, and we definitely will be looking to do some more. I think, Tess, did we have some you're going to speak to, or you're planning or something? You have a lead.
Pretty good lead. Yeah. It's
Nice.
a Discord with pretty big holders. Not too many will probably hop on the AMA. He expected like somewhere between 100 and 300. We have to pay for it, but it's a good channel. They would love to have us.
So we're basically fielding some offers, but yeah, we're definitely looking into it.
Tom, I think one day we're going to fill your cup with the tears of the admins from the shampoo lounge for treating you like that.
I'd like to say that it would be worthy, but to be honest with you, as I was saying earlier, I quite liked it. It was like, it gave me a chance to sort of, have a little bit of a go at them. And I felt very empowered after I said, no, I don't want to come back. So it was a good feeling.
Yeah. Like those guys were playing checkers and you were playing a violin. They were just horrible. They were just, it was terrible. It was really bad. But I still saw through all that, and I got a bag of this, and I'm happy I did. Thank you.
Good to hear it. Any questions? Yeah.
I didn't have a question, but I'm affiliated with a different project, which I won't obviously name in here. But they started out, they're big into analytics. So I just was pinging them, and I had them add you guys to their analytics, and I'm gonna send a screenshot. I just had them add your logo.
Oh, yeah, great.
Into their analytics tool. So, and essentially that's typically what I use for all projects I get into now, except it usually has their coin logo, but I just had them add you guys in there.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, no, it looks great. I've seen you share that a few times actually, so I'm interested in that.
Yeah, now I send this to the channel every once in a while. Well, at least once a day I've been pasting that screenshot into the shampoo lounge. So now that I have your logo in there, now I'm definitely going to do it multiple times a day.
That's really cool. I like those.
Nice. Yeah, I do as well. Yeah.
What is it in the chat or?
Yeah, it's in the chat. Yeah, Tom's really into data.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
We love our data.
Yeah, I'm really into that. This is just a side note for Mike. This is definitely Mike. We could definitely do this based off BitQuery, couldn't we?
I think so. Yeah. And also, we use Plotly to make those graphs and stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. We'll definitely take a look. Is it open? Can we log on and have a look?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can DM you the link. I mean, it goes to the project. That's why I don't want to put the link in the main chat.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Just DM me and I'd love to take a look at it.
Sure.
Any other questions? Yeah, that's nice.
I have a question for Mike, or if PC Junkie wants to talk, it's also good.
Yes, tell me.
Do you have a question?
No, I got mostly everything I want to hear from you guys, and I know the plans, the future plans. I was wondering what's going on. If you guys have any idea, I was talking to Tom earlier today. If you guys have any idea to implant some sort of any extra value to the website, or something like an NFT market or exchange, or something that will actually bring more volume to the token.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we sort of spoke about it earlier impromptu, but you know, the theme of it is to keep it around finance and passive income, because that's our goal here, is for you guys to have some money each day without doing any work, which you can use for whatever you want. There's some things we can do around optimizing that flow and sort of pipeline, and you know, we were sort of talking about it earlier between us, and anything we share is obviously going to be such early days that we can't really like actually say, you know, this is our plan or this or that, because it's only 4 days in and we can't like accurately depict what it's going to look like in the future. But one thing I can say is that we're definitely looking to at some point make it so you can pick what you want to take your rewards in, or you know, if you want to automatically swap your BNB into something else, or we're also looking at ways, well, we're not looking at the moment, but I like the idea of looking into ways that you can spend those rewards easier than having to go. I don't know about you, but when I remove money, I go Trust Wallet to Binance to Coinbase to PayPal to my wallet. So I'd like to optimize that flow. Should you want to use it? Obviously, these are early ideas, but they're sort of what we're thinking. As well as that, it's sort of just been alluded to in chat around. We'll be looking at sort of dashboarding around, you know, the passive income, and that's definitely something we're working towards, especially with our new member in the team. His specialty is sort of design and web design focus. So that's something we're looking to bring, is, you know, dashboarding around how much is wallets earn, how much is these wallets earn, how much are you making over time, how much is everyone accumulating over time. If I buy 10 coins, how much will I in theory earn in the future? Obviously, we're going to have to do some sort of algorithmic forecasting, because, you know, it's based on volume, and who can predict how much volume we'll have tomorrow. But there are some stuff we can do around that, and some stuff we want to do around that. So yeah, we have ideas about how we can expand it out from just being the token.
Nice.
Also, I go to school for fintech, and that's what we do mainly is data analytics for dashboards and stuff like that. So that's like something that we're collaborating on and trying to work on for you guys to make sure that it's like seamless as possible, and it's just a really nice interface, and more people will go to the website too.
Yeah. So me and Mike are always thinking about stuff like that, because I do the same thing in my day job as I do like web analytics and data science and stuff. So between us, we have some good skills to sort of bring that sort of dashboarding side home. Yeah.
So to sum this up a little bit and keep you guys posted, you know, we keep a community Trello. And the thing that I do to collect your ideas is we have a card in the Trello, and it's called Community Ideas We Love. And I'm every time someone says something and it fits our strategy and our vision, I take that whatever is said and I bring that to that Trello card. And in the list of community ideas we love and we might implement in the future, this is not a promise, but it's something we would love to do, is summing up. We have discussed this right now, but I'm doing it in noob language as well. So I wrote down, someone said a mobile app for iOS and Android where you can see your BNB balance and then allow you to select an amount to claim. Well, while an app is maybe a lot of work, this might be something nice to look into regarding a dashboard. So I wrote that down. Another one is choose the currency you'd like to earn your rewards in. So maybe you can at some point choose to reward yourself, not in BNB, but maybe in Bitcoin or in our other coin, Arigato, or Ethereum or whatever. But that also takes a lot of development, but could be nice in the future. We're looking into it.
Yeah. When you guys reach, first you reach $50 million market cap, and then you can do these things.
So just to give you an idea, we're keeping track of everything that's possible. So we have enough things to check off in the future whenever we're like, oh, we're ready for the next level. We have your ideas and our ideas collected, bundled, and ready to go look into.
Yeah, exactly that. But the most important thing for the project in general is that each day, or each however long you want to leave it, you log on, you have a little bit of money that's unrelated to your investment. You know, you don't have to sell any tokens, and you still have some money coming out of it. That's the most important thing to me and sort of the team.
And your tokens are actually growing in 1%, no? So
yeah, your tokens are growing. Yeah. Your tokens are growing.
So when your tokens are growing, your actual rewards are actually also growing. If you're holding and not selling, if you're not selling off.
Yeah.
And some people are selling, and then they see 10x, 5x, they're selling half or something like that. So they're losing their positions. They're going down in the holders.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So they can then the next day you'll obviously claim if you had 100 and you got your 1%. Well, it's not actually 1% because it's 1% shared between everyone. But if we assume it is 1%, on Monday you'd earn $10, and the next day you might earn $10.10 because you've got that extra tokens there to sort of power you through. So
assuming we have the same volume exactly,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of variables in that, but
exactly.
If everything was a perfect control world, in theory, each day you would earn more based on the exact same volume.
Yeah. If you just hold because of the initial token is growing in the wallet.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Nice, man. I got rugged so many times. I was fucking sick of this shit. I was like, man, come on. I have to find some good projects, people that want to go forward and make something proper,
Yeah, I mean, smart chain at the moment, or just small cap DeFi in general, is just littered with people doing like malicious activities.
Yeah,
which is a shame because
rugged.
I think everyone has at some point, whether they know it or not. More than likely they have. So yeah,
also,
try and be the change.
One thing that's really interesting to me is that a lot of these projects that have infinite budget that sprout from the ground and they have thousands and millions of money to spend on ads, I'm always like, they must be scammers from previous projects. I'm always careful around that. Whenever something's flying listed on CoinMarketCap in one day and everything, I'm like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they probably paid someone off. Yeah, right. Could be. Yeah.
But where does that money come from? Why are they so rich? Probably because they rug pulled before.
They made 50 successful rugs, you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, big one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got 6 billion people on this planet. Let's say 500 million is doing crypto, and you get fucking $10 of each one of them. You already have fucking $5 billion, right?
I was speaking to someone earlier in the chat here, just over lunch. I was talking to them, and they said that they saw a stat that every day on the Binance Smart Chain, $1 million is rugged.
Wow.
I don't know how true that is. I can't comment on it, but that's what he said. I kind of believe it because it's not that hard to believe. But
yeah.
So, any questions for anyone else?
So are you ready? Are you guys ready with the click on the button on the marketing push-ups? The moment the marketing wallet is opening, everything is set up to skyrocket.
Yes and no. It does take a little bit of time to kick in. BSC Scan ads, we just got the email through literally today being like, you're vetted. So then Tess has been making marketing material. We have to deposit into the wallets. Then they have to approve the actual ad material, and then it will go live, which is why she said probably this weekend. Things like PooCoin ads, we can just top up because we already have it already running. So we're already vetted, we're already approved. The ad material is already approved. So we can effectively just top into the wallet and it just automatically runs. So that sort of stuff, is much more simple.
Yeah, the more biggest stuff, the DEX tools and all these things,
Yeah, those little ones, we haven't got positions there already. So they do take a little bit more time to sort of get that position and approved and everything. So yeah.
How many holders we have? Let's see. We have right now 1,186 holders. Not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good going.
Not bad for this market cap. Imagine we reach 20,000 or 50,000 holders. We're gonna reach $5 to $50 million market cap easy.
Hopefully so. We'll see.
Storm's got a question.
Yeah.
I'm just curious on KuCoin ads and stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you, 80% of my coins I find on KuCoin. is there a difference? Because here's the thing: in the past like 4 days, I've seen. I'm just gonna say some names of coins because they're on PooCoin anyway. But like, Everrise is across the top. Baby XRP is across the top, and there's a couple more that are always up there. Do they pay like enormous amounts of money for them to be seen multiple times? Is it always there?
So you, with PooCoin, you effectively pay per impression. So it's something like $10. It's more than this, but $10 for 1,000 impressions. So effectively, they sort of work it out that when you're ticking along, they, if you have a certain budget, they'll show other people more in order to fulfill that agreement. So, when you see these projects like, what's the one I always see? Moonshot or something like that. I think it is. When you see them and they're at the top for weeks and months at a time, they will be paying ungodly amounts of money for those ads. Because I mean, we're paying a reasonable amount. We're paying probably $1,000 or maybe a bit more than that this week alone on PooCoin ads. And a couple people in the group have seen them, but not a lot. And enough for us to get, a few 200, 300 clicks on the website, but nothing in comparison to what they're getting. I mean, they would be spending a genuine fortune, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get those sort of things.
I see. I was always wondering how that worked because I'm like, everybody looks at PooCoin. So it's like, I was thinking to myself, it's like, I've never actually gone through it to like see. But yeah, a lot of these things, once they get bigger, I would say PooCoin is definitely a big get eyes on me thing.
Yeah, the only issue with that is that they know that. So they charge appropriately for the, for the respect that they sort of earn from, tokens, and the way that everyone wants to advertise their, effectively the way it works is it's got a sort of bidding system. So you bid per 100 views in theory. It's all done algorithmically, but you would put a bid in for X many views. And when they have these big tokens, they obviously have a large sum of money. That's why ours don't get seen as much, because they try out the bids, and it's all this massive sort of marketing game they play in order to earn loads of money. Because I mean, PooCoin, even though it's a reasonably small website when you think about it, it's just a couple charts. I mean, they would be making a fortune each day on advertisements.
Nice. I think we have some people in line. I remember JMFD was trying to ask a question already a little while ago. Is that question still on?
Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Then Crypto ASMR was also trying to ask something.
Yes, I just wanted to verify there is a reflection aspect to the tokenomics with 1%.
Yeah, so tax is 15, BNB Rewards is 13, Liquidity Pool is 1, and Earnable Reflections is 1% as well.
Wow, very cool. So no burn?
No burn.
Okay. And just want to say you guys are really killing it. I hope people are taking notes. As far as approachability goes in this space, it's absolutely essential, and you guys seem highly approachable. So great job. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Legend.
Anyone else? I accidentally muted someone, but unmuted too, but I'm not sure if you had a question. Suan, I don't know how to pronounce.
Or Jason, do you have a question there?
I have a question. So, as far as the rewards are concerned, does your because I see a bot that's like selling over and over and over again, like 024E is the last four. Does your coin like have to sell the tokens to turn into the BNB rewards? Is that what that bot is?
It's not a bot. It's run through the contract the way that we do it, and we only sell tokens to earn BNB on the sell side, because when you're buying, even if because in theory on PancakeSwap you can swap. I always use SafeMoon as an example, so we'll use them. You can swap SafeMoon for Earnable. What's actually happening there is it's routing. It's going SafeMoon, BNB, Earnable, and what that's doing is it's taking 15% of the BNB and putting it in the pot. So that side, we don't have to sell anything. Whereas what the contract does is it actually, we do a 15% tax, but what it's really doing is it's selling, let me just think to myself here, it's selling 98.5% of the tokens. And the reason it does that is because we take, when we're selling, we need to add it all into the BNB reward pool as BNB. We need to reflect 1% of the tokens. So that's the 1% we are missing. So that's 99% is being sold. And then we're still missing 0.5 from my sort of demo there. And what that is liquidity pool needs to be added in half BNB and half earnable. So we'll sell 0.5% in theory because we need to add 1% to the liquidity pool. So we'll need 0.5% in BNB and 0.5% in earnable to add. But the contract does that. So what it does is it does its own little routing on the pancake swap, which is why if you go onto the contract, you'll see it making sells, and it's not actually making sells because in theory it's all one big transaction. So as I was saying, it's 98.5% of your total amount is being sold and then sort of divvied among pots. So yeah.
I have a question. Where do you guys see this project in 6 months, let's say?
6 months.
Can I answer that?
It's tough. Yeah, go for it, Mike.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So definitely what's going on is, like we said, we're trying to integrate, future-proofing this so that you can eventually not just get the BNB reflections, but ETH and all that other stuff, updating the website. And also, a fun fact for you guys, I will be a full-on blockchain developer by then, so we could probably even update the contract or add any kind of integrations in that aspect as well on the blockchain side. I even create our own dApps and all that good stuff. So right now, what we're trying to do is just make sure that we have awareness for the coin and doing the marketing, and then in the background, we are working really hard to get these integrations.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, of course. I never get to answer questions, so I thought I'd answer it.
Yeah, there you go. I should direct more at Mike.
Mike, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
How's your little baby boy who's just been born doing?
Oh, he is doing wonderful. I got a bunch of pictures. I can't go up there till this weekend though. That's the only sad part. But mom's healthy. She's happy and healthy. Baby's happy and healthy. And my other baby is at home, also happy and healthy. So thank you for asking.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah.
Quick
First
question.
off, I'd like to do a quick mic check too with you guys, make sure I'm not too loud. And I got a few questions, if you don't mind, but I'll wait till Crypto Knight asks his.
Go ahead, Rick.
Oh no, you go ahead, Crypto Knight. Indeed, I'm still writing down stuff here.
Oh, so nice. Okay, let's go.
All right. I did see, Tess, that you had popped in another group. So as far, as being open to the ideas of, maybe integrating y'all's token within, other kind of like reward systems, essentially to create a larger pool of rewards of volume. That's something y'all are open to?
I was actually following a lead. I'm exploring right now. I'm not sure if the rest of the team is. Yeah, the rest of the team is aware, but I just popped into your chat to see if your devs are open to partnering up. But I haven't read into the other projects so much just yet. But I was following up on a lead. But we are certainly open for alliances or partnerships because that makes legit projects stand stronger. Anything to add, Tom?
Don't think so. I think as long as tokens fit our sort of brand as a whole, and we like the people running them, and we like the community in general, and we feel that they have something to add, and we have something to add to them, then yeah, this would be great. There's no real negative there, is there? Because it sort of gives people another option. It gives more security and everything like that between the two different tokens. So yeah, I'm always up for that sort of stuff.
yeah, a partnership has got to be mutually beneficial for all, right? And
Yeah,
as
exactly that.
part of both communities, I'd be nice, but I mean, of course, it is to make sure everything lines up on both sides. But I just really think that's cool, like what y'all are doing, and I love that you're on camera too, Tom. Y'all have been super transparent and awesome from the very beginning. And yeah, I just want to say thanks to all the hard work y'all are putting in on the background for us holders.
No problem.
So welcome.
So we're here for.
Also, just say, really good to have you all. The vibe in the chat
Yeah,
is amazing.
definitely. Yeah, so good.
Big shout out to our mods as well, working their asses off. You guys are really brilliant as well. I'm just so happy with the team. I must say this.
You guys are truly amazing. Glad to be a part of this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, guys, let's do the next Safe Moon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about the team, right? If you guys keep it coming, keep doing your good job that you're doing now, build it up. It's gonna take a couple of months, but then we're gonna be really high somewhere, a few hundreds of millions, maybe a billion, maybe 5 billion. Who the fuck knows? Especially if we're gonna especially if the crypto market is going on another bull run, so that's gonna be insanely high.
It'll be cool, definitely.
If we get a quarter of the volume of Safe Moon, I'm gonna put my notice in to my boss today.
I'm out, bro.
Yeah, I think it would empower quite a lot of people. Yeah,
that's gonna be beautiful.
So then let's
life changing in a very short time.
I definitely have a question for you. Well,
let's hear the
actually,
list.
a page full of questions.
Yeah, let's do it. Come on, I'm ready.
I figured I'd stop at one page. My questions are probably going to be a lot different than most you've ever had. So,
okay,
if you decide not to answer them, I'm fine with that. Some might be almost impossible to answer, but let's start with Reddit community building, and the growth of community building, because we're now in bearish times. We have to all admit that. But there's still going to be lots of innovation happening during these. I've been in this so many years that I see it happening. So all the time. So what I want to know specifically is, what are you identifying in community building? That would include the shepherd post, we call it now, who the shepherd is here in this channel, that is probably prolific at communication skills and keeping everybody informed about what's going on in your project. Yes, I know that was a hard question. I'll let you answer, and we'll go on to the next one right after that.
Cool.
Such a long sentence as well. I love it.
So on community building and community management, it's something that I really think that we've learned from our previous project, Arigato. Not previous, it's still going, but in terms of the community building aspect, it really, we've been there. And one thing I have always regretted sort of on Arigato still to this day is that from day one, we had a subreddit, and from day one, we had Discord. And while I think that's great because it's another place people can find us, it's just another place which can look empty. I was speaking to Mike earlier, and I was speaking to Monty a bit, and I'm very conscious that if we're going to start a Discord, I want it to, pop off, and I want it to be people in there chatting, and it'd be like, a community. And that is something that is hard to do, and it's something that is much harder to do when you have few people. So in terms of managing those sort of community areas, definitely want to make sure we have enough holders, we have enough people in, Telegram, that as soon as we do it, we open it up, it's a whole new life. We're in there, we're chatting. And at some point, with all things being said and it all goes well, we would more than likely migrate over to Discord, because as everyone can see, we don't even have that many people in our Telegram, but at times when it's busy, it is hectic. You have 1,000 people or 400 or 500 people all chatting at once without any segregation between the chats. That is a bit of a nightmare. So definitely interested in sort of community management side, but definitely want to stage it to the point where we can have effective communities in each place without relying on the same people to talk across 3 communities, if you see what I mean. Anything to add on that, Tess? And Mike?
I was going to add on to that, if you don't mind. Yeah, because like I already have the Discords designed. I have the Twitch, like basically, like I have the idea of it set up and everything. I know how to put it up. It's really easy. It's just like Tom was saying, like we have too many platforms, like it looks too sparse, and each one it just doesn't hold well. That way, like if right now, like we're doing our AMA in Telegram, we have our community in Telegram, our mods are all in Telegram, like, and they're not too spread out going to Twitch and then Discord and trying to like maintain all of them either. It's a lot for when we start, but like later on, definitely. Like I said, like I designed the Arigato Discord, and I set up my buddy's Twitch for his gaming and stuff. Like it's really, like it's not that hard to set up, and we do it really well too. But it's just the fact that we want to make sure that people are actually going to go there.
Yeah, exactly that. And when someone first lands in the community, they've never heard anything. They see an ad, they click on the website, and then they click on a logo to go to the socials. I want it to be like amazing in there. Like, they join and they're like, wow, everyone's talking about the rewards. They love it. I want to stay here and I want to earn some rewards, as opposed to when you drop into like an empty Discord and it's like, one, where do I even go? No one's spoken in here for days. It's like, so there's a balance to it, really.
If there's silence from me, it's usually because I'm writing notes. Yeah, my reply to this is absolutely a great answer. Not only was your answer great, you are identifying exactly the thing that I haven't really ever heard a reply from, and that's overextending. I'm smartly identifying with that. It's like a big bravo from me. You could span as many chat rooms as you want. And if they all look empty, they're empty, right? And then people look at you and they kind of frown. I'm glad you see that. The trick to fixing all of that isn't an easy one, but at least you see it. Don't do that. Keep yourself centralized and then work on, this might sound weird, dispatching factions slowly and smartly. So, and I believe that essentially what you've told me is that you have very good leadership skills. I can hear them. You're outlining them to me in integrity, and just through your answer that you just gave me. My next question is, actually, we'll sidetrack real quick. Do you have any languages channels opened in Telegram, like Turkish, Asian, anything? You do have
at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, at the moment we have Asia, mostly focused around Chinese, with some great Chinese mods. And then literally just a couple of hours ago, we opened up Indonesia. And we're sort of doing it as there's a request for it. Because again, we don't want to have empty, I don't speak these languages, so we don't want to have empty telegrams. So generally, it's once we get a few people in here and they sort of ask for it and they're interested, then we'll set one up, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. And then the video AMA, absolutely super cool, man. Absolutely super cool.
Oh, good to hear.
Now I didn't get to hear all your presentations, so I'm going to ask these last few questions quite quickly, and they're right on point. So did you observe any anti-whale or anti-botting features against your token at any time? And if you did, could you tell me about them, please?
Yep. So we have 2 major ones, and first one is ownership. You can't own more than 1.5%, and that is, a great sort of sign, because one, we don't get massive holders, and then as well as that, we also have sort of an anti-sell mechanism, which is you have to sell up to 0.1% of the supply in a transaction, but you can do multiple transactions. And I actually just had a conversation today around should we extend it to have a time period? My vote on that was no, because as a holder or as a seller, you never know when things might crop up and you need to withdraw your money. And I'm not someone who's ever going to blame people for withdrawing money from the project. And if you're in a situation where you have to withdraw it and it takes an hour for each withdrawal or whatever it is, and we have at the moment, if you have max allocation, that's up to 15 cells. So imagine you have 15 hours and you really need that money. It sort of removes the point. You know, we're here in crypto to have sort of free reign over our money and our sort of, you know, our assets. So that to me is important that we don't do that. And in fact, I hate that when, you know, in other projects and there's time gated selling times, or, you know, you're restricted from selling in a certain way because of a certain rule that someone's made up without any idea of the sort of economic sort of fallout of that. I don't really like it. So I wanted to have something, well, we wanted to have something which would allow people to be aware if people are dumping massive amounts, because they have the right to know if the price is going to dip massively, or is dipping massively, I should say. And to combat that, the way we do it is with 0.1%. So, you know, if you have max allocation, which a few holders do, 10 or 15, they would sell in 15 concurrent transactions, as opposed to, you know, just dumping 1.5% of the supply and effectively ruining all of your days. So those are our two major sort of whale and botting mechanics. The other way we have sort of botting mechanics is to sort of, as on launch, we're able to sort of, hopefully, in theory, we can never know, obviously wallets are anonymous, but we tried our best to avoid bots in general, through sort of things like adding a very small amount of liquidity in tokens and then adding more in afterwards, so that when those initial bots pick up the transaction on the blockchain, they're not actually able to buy, you know, because it's such a small amount of liquidity in tokens in there that when they go to do it, they're not able to. And then we add in the full amount afterwards. And at that point, there's no transactional event on the blockchain. And that, in theory, minimizes bots. Obviously, we won't know after we added the second lot of liquidity. But for the first lot, it still just sat with me and Tess as being the only holders. So it was successful for the first section. But yeah, there are sort of anti-bot whale mechanisms.
Excellent. You listed on Coin Market and CoinGecko?
We're not listed yet, but we are applied, and we have our other project on CoinMarketCap. So we sort of, you know, we have the email chains and we have the sort of experience with listing. And in our previous project, it was just a case of waiting, really. So we're doing the same here. You know, we're just waiting it out at the moment. So yeah.
Okay, so sort of my reflection is that you guys have a really cool name, right? Like, that's, you guys doing good there. That's a great start. I see your docs to all of you as well. Another great start. Really, all I would like to know about is how is the mass marketing in bears times? And kind of was along the first question I asked. Is there anything that's going to highlight you doing the marketing? Well, one thing that highlights you, I'm going to comment on that, is not only have you identified the overextending, is that I strongly believe that you have this presence of knowing that you have to be a community leader yourself to have this build. And it looks like you have a few other community leaders with you that could extend to a very good project. So what I'm really looking for now is just anything that's interesting in the mass marketing that you might do. Like, you know, if you say Soulja Boy, I'm going to be kind of like, click on, right? Like, I want to be serious. Yeah. I'd like to hear a really cool view of this.
Well, I'll let Tess speak after, but I'll have a first go, and I'll say that I think that the way that we're looking at things is a little bit different. You know, we're not here to say own the token and have rewards. We're here to say we're looking to provide a form of passive income to our holders. You know, to me, I don't know about the rest of the people in the chat here, I would have thought most people in here will have been holding the token for a few days now. And for me, at least, the value of the token is actually quite insignificant. For me, the most important bit is the fact that I log on each day, I check my wallets. You know, I've got some money in my wallet in BNB, which I can choose to do and spend however I want. So in all of our marketing campaigns so far, and in everything we sort of push out, we're not saying, you know, we're a great token, buy us because you can get rewards. We're saying we offer passive income in a sort of, you know, a control project with people who are after the same goal as you. You know, we're looking for lasting sort of profits which aren't tied to volatility in crypto in terms of the price fluctuating going up, because we've all experienced, you know, you're feeling really good one day, you're up $1,000 or whatever it is, and then it crashes 75% the next day. And that's, you know, that's not what we're looking to do, because we can't control the price. But with marketing and our sort of infinite marketing wallet as it is, because we take a cut of the rewards. So in theory, providing the marketing is successful, we'll have an infinite marketing wallet. So we can smooth troughs and peaks in the volatility in theory. And that can sort of be seen today. You know, we had lower volume in the day because at the moment we're running on a reduced marketing budget, but we sort of showed some cash, we splashed that this afternoon, and we've managed to draw that volatility back up into our average volume. So from like a statistical sort of background, volatility is something we have more control on over price, because price, obviously we can't affect the amount of buys and sales coming in, but you know, we can affect a little bit on volume, still not a lot. You know, I'm not saying we're here commanding the ocean of buys and sells, but we can have a little bit of sway over that, and in turn return some of that in rewards to you in the form of passive income. So yeah, but Tess, you go, your marketing.
I think there's not so much left to add, but of course we do need volume. So from this start, we're gonna need the standard banner ads, the influencers, just to reach the audience that's looking for stuff. So that's gonna be our start. And of course, we're only 4 days in now. But I think one of our biggest assets, besides the earning and the passive income, is that we are actively doxing ourselves. We're being open about who we are. We're super transparent. And I think that's one of the major aspects for the community to feel that they know us and trust us, because that's so important in this like wild west of crypto. And besides that, we do like have great developers, of course, and they're super good on the stats, so also on coding. So you can expect to build out everything around the passive income. We discussed it earlier in this AMA. We're also open about that. We have a community Trello board, and we collect the community ideas we love. So whenever we are ready for a next step, we go in there and we say, okay, we're ready for, let's say, to implement our own swap on our website, or we're ready to make sure you can choose to earn your rewards in another currency or whatever. We collect everything. So yeah, that's it.
So this is, I hope you're okay with constructive criticism.
Sure.
Go for it.
This is for the marketing team. Okay, so I've had to click almost 25 times to get back to the pin message number 27 to find the price chart and information about your coin or token that is actually very pertinent to me, which would be your website address, the BSC scan, the chart. It's pinned number message 27. It'd be cool if it was, you know, repinned every now and then, because it's super important to not have to spend so much time looking for your information always. If you start clicking your pin, you'll notice, and you'll go back and you'll go back,
Yeah.
and then finally there it is. It's like, I finally got to it. I finally get to look at it. It's every development team's doing that right now. It's actually the first time I've ever suggested it, because I don't really like to give people like the free help. Like I've been in crypto I'm like a decade old in this. So here's a really interesting thing. Here's a suggestion for me that you guys may find fascinating. I think you guys are the influencers. I believe right now, based off what I've seen, you're really, really cool. Earnable, the dude who's in the video, man, you're well-spoken, you're a great leader. Tom, why not just open up a YouTube channel with you guys? Like, you guys have like solidarity here. You like legitimacy. Now, if you go to an influencer, it can almost damage your credibility a little bit, because you yourselves are making, like, this is neat. Earnable seems pretty neat for me. Looking at your chart right now, trying not to FOMO in. And basically that's really what I wanted to let you know. And I think that's directed mostly at Tess's. I have some marketing things I could just give you a couple suggestions, and save you guys some money. Like, totally. I'm all about being frugal.
Oh,
I'm the
would
most
really
frugal
appreciate
crypto
it,
there is in the world.
I think we'll get on then.
Yeah, like I looked at your advertising roadmap when I went through your pinned, and I'm like, oh, great. Ooh, and I saw one thing and I'm like, that's a waste. And I'm like, I could show you somewhere where you could do exactly what you're doing and just highlight yourselves a little bit more. But I don't know what you think of the idea of becoming kind of YouTubers yourself, how that works in this space right now, but it would be neat.
Yeah, we actually, Tom and I have been discussing this already for 2 months, but we were not like, we were so caught up in our projects, and they take up so much time to do well. So we really would love to do this, but we have to grow a little bit more so we can extend the team, so we have time to put in this growth. Because right now we're doing the marketing with our faces, like almost all the visuals are about, like, we dox ourselves every time we do videos on our Twitter and everything. But yeah, I'm certainly open to build it out more. I don't know about Tom, but for me, certainly.
I think if you met the right person and people, which you may have, that things can be streamlined so nice. You just, like, a little bit of a production background, back end, done. You just can't overextend. Like, once a month, we know about content. You build your little bit of content, you do your studio, done. You get 5 to 8 to 10 videos up, and then you do your once every 2 week renewal refresh, and then you market that as well. It's like, I have a thing called the multiverse built all by myself, and it populates automatically, and it's huge. It's got 14 channels in it. It's got 10 Ricks as moderators at the front of the gate. It's a fascinating little journey, actually. So I build, like, these intricate little communities that have communities built within layers of communities, and I don't even know what's going on in there. There's, like, so many brain thought realms inside of my own groups. I can't even keep up to all the factions in it.
Nice.
It's cool. So I encourage,
cool.
I can share development skills in the social media space. So it's kind of what I'm offering to you on the side.
Yeah.
I like what you guys are doing here. And thank you
I
guys for
love
letting me come in and ask some questions too.
Anyone's welcome to come and ask questions at any time, so you're more than welcome.
Yeah, sure. And thank you so much for the offer. I really, really appreciate it. Also, I was wondering, like, do you have certain ideas of the content that you would like to see?
Just what you
and that
have
extends
seen
out to
today.
everyone, I think.
Yeah.
Like, Tom, like, I mean, just hearing you talk about your product, just hearing you talk about your team and your ideas, that's what people want. It's like a big, gigantic mind space of thinking. That's what crypto is. We want to hear you think. We want to hear your intelligence. We want to hear your intellect and ideas. It's a great way to do it. Like, today, I see you're recording this, or do you record the video side of this and republish this to YouTube? Or is this just go to announce channel?
I think more than likely we put it on YouTube just for people to see. Is it being recorded? It is, isn't it?
Yes, I'm recording it, and I took some screenshots to go along, but I'm not, like, video recording it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of metrics and work and little things to plan, but it's like, anybody played sports, you never win the first time with your team. Sometimes, but it takes practice. Just quick on the mention of that, you had an earlier project you mentioned. Do you want to tell me what, like, was it just a contract and just had to be redone, redispersion, and then relaunch?
No, we're still working along it, and a lot of the people who have sort of folded us over is folded it over, and it's more of a sort of development project as opposed to your traditional token with tokenomics. We're looking to basically, my day job is I work in games industry, like a statistician. So write the algorithms. So And I was thinking one day, I like to be in crypto and be here. So I thought it would be really cool if you could earn crypto in games. So that's basically what we're doing, is we're building like a platform which allows game developers to integrate and reward crypto through games. So, this project's ongoing, but it's a longer time frame. And there's some development work that's being gone around it to build the product and that sort of thing. But we thought, I just love this idea of the passive income. So that's why we're here, sort of doing two at once.
Yeah. If this was a game show, you just won like the biggest prize ever. That just landed. That was exactly what I needed to hear about this project. Perfect.
We all love Tom.
Hey, Tom, so you guys actually are going to integrate the Arigato token into the Earnable? That's what you're saying?
We're thinking of ways to do it which will be smooth and fit with both tokens, tokenomics, based on the fact that we also, there's a whole world around the Arigato side that people will have to sort of trade and buy it in order to enable the rewards in game. So it's quite a complex fit, but in theory, we should be able to do it given the right sort of routing and making sure that it's fair for how it's going to play out, basically. So we're looking into it.
Wow, nice. So that's really going to pop up the volume for Earnable. So we have people playing the games, earning rewards in the games, and we have the holders earning passive income because of the
one
gamers.
One post in Satoshi Street Bets will increase your volume.
Yeah, but that's just going to be a pumping volume. It's not going to be a steady one.
No, that's not a pumping volume.
No?
You know how many serious VC that we have?
Bro, I know somebody from Dubai. Bro, I know someone from Dubai for $1,000. He can make an article on Bloomberg for us,
Ooh, but he'll never convince Rick Stoner to say anything good about his token. I guarantee that. I am the most. Has he interviewed Vitalik Buterin? I have. Has he even interviewed
I think we're looking for
Jared Tate? Digibite? I have. Has he interviewed Fluffy Pony from Monero? I have multiple times. Has he interviewed John McAfee? I have. And I didn't charge $1,000 because I'm here to do legitimate stuff in this space. Like find cool projects like this, identify them, and then spread them to really awesome community that I've built.
Nice.
And that's the Satoshi Street Bets.
Did you interview Did you interview John McAfee?
Yes, sir, I did.
What's your impression? This guy is insanely smart. And
no comment. You'll have to go listen to my podcast.
I'm not a reporter, bro. I'm not recording.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I've watched all his interviews on YouTube, man. This guy knows his shit, but
I know. I'm defending my home, what you said we were a pump and dump group, and we are not. We're a brotherhood and a sisterhood of a whole bunch of people spreading ideas among each other.
All right, sorry, I'm taking it back.
5% of people get rugged sometimes, and sometimes 20. It's hard, Like one of my colleagues said, we live together, we cheer together, and we bleed together. And that's a fact.
Maybe you could set up an AMA for Satoshi Street Bets for Earnable, maybe, huh?
Well, that's not up to my decision, right? But I'm making a more thorough vetting process. So yes, indeed.
Satoshi is my home in the crypto space. When all else goes good or goes bad, I'll always end up right back at Satoshi, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a place, right? And there's a lot of individuals that are like myself. I've been trying to train people as fast as I can in crypto to explain to them what happened in the last 7 years. In brief, it's not easy, right?
Yeah. No, not easy.
We're all catching up. We're all just trying to do good in the space. But so what I did mean earnestly was, if I post it, I believe that you will get honest, organic volume. It won't be some paid for pump and dump group grabbing and just buying. Your token was already posted in the multiverse. That'll soon start filtering. I don't like to push things. I don't like. Right, I just want people to discover, and you guys seem like super cool. And what if people don't discover you? They're gonna discover Earn Doge in you, Cummies or something, right? And I would rather them discover just Earnable.
Hmm.
Does that make
Nice.
sense to you?
When we
have a I said, like, when I said we have a brotherhood, sisterhood in there, I really do mean it.
That's good to hear it. When we first started
Thanks,
Earnable,
Ray.
like within the first day, we had a lot of people saying, why don't we change it to like earn it to or earn whatever?
No.
And we were like, that's the point, is we're not that.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
but you
those
have very similar here. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I heard was this echo of our places, Satoshi Street Bets, and I hear a brotherhood and a sisterhood here also. And that's when you know that it's a nice positive faction in crypto. I talk about very interesting things. So indeed, you ever get a chance to listen to my podcast, go ahead. But I don't want to intrude on your AMA. I just like to fortify my position here. I've been here a long time. I make a lot of sacrifice to being able to tell people, what am I going to say here? True lies? Does that make sense?
We're happy to have you here. It's good to have anyone who's interested in it, even remotely.
I'm actually glad I got invited in by one of your community members. I'm going to mention him just so you know that he is speaking very highly of you. That's Skydive. I appreciate that he's shown me your product today and let me know that your AMA was coming. It's great.
Awesome.
Definitely amazing. So we've been here for a little while now. So what I think we'll do is we'll field any last questions and we'll try and end it all at once, so we don't have people dribbling out and then missing bits and then feeling like they're sort of left out. So we'll try and do a couple more questions and then we'll cut it. And we can always do more. If people would like this, we can try and make them much more frequent, so we can sort of keep you all informed of what's going on and just answer questions for newbies, because we are growing at a good rate. So so let's do a couple more and then we'll end it there, if there are any more.
I see PC Junkie is unmuted. Do you have another question?
Yeah, I'm just saying that I was asking about the platform, the gaming platform, Arigato. I just checked it out. Is there a game already, or it's a platform for games to deploy, to have some kind of connection to players who want to earn in form of crypto?
I won't go too deep because obviously we have a whole world of Arigato, but it's an API which developers can sort of some sort of code into their games that allows them to enable rewards within there. So in the sort of way that, it would be things like you kill the final boss and you would get rewarded with a small amount of sort of crypto, which you can then do whatever you want with. You can sell it, or you can hold it, or you can take that out. And it's just a way of, in theory, game developers sort of giving back to the community for people who invest major time into their game.
If I get
those people who play hundreds of thousands of hours of whatever it is, the person who's at the very, very forefront of racing in Assetto Corsa, or the person who's the fastest at speedrunning in Mario, whatever it is, at the moment you don't get rewarded for doing those things. So what I wanted to do is to make it so that in those games there's a reason for you to push on and a reason for you to earn and exceed within what is generally seen as something you don't exceed in. People don't say, I exceed in gaming, but maybe that could be a thing if there's actual physical rewards that you can take outside of the game. So that's basically what I'm trying to do.
Wow. And who is paying? Sorry, and who is paying these rewards? I mean, it's coming from somewhere, right?
Yeah, so the game developer would front some money, almost like a marketing scheme, to buy some tokens, and they could give that out however they want to, based on whether they want to award the first person or every person to reach an achievement. They could do that. But
all right, nice.
Yeah, we also thought about like a whole networking system with that as well, where we could like fork the token for their own use for their game, so the game would have its own token as well that's linked to Arigato. So there is a lot of development going on behind it, but yeah, it's just it is a lot of work.
Nice one, guys. So what I'm looking at, like in the long run, Arigato and Earnable is going to work hand by hand at some point.
Well, we can't promise anything because of the way that things work and the way that over here in Earnable, we're in our own crypto bubble, aren't we? You know, we deal in BNB and we're doing these things, and we're DeFi. You know, we're decentralized finance. But Arigato is going to be a link between. That's the whole point, really, is to be that link between DeFi and there isn't really a common term, but normal fi, normal finance of gaming.
We're like a DApp. We're making more of a DApp with Arigato.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a nightmare in terms of everything has to fall into line with legal teams and all this sort of stuff that you don't even think about really, that makes things difficult with working with crypto. So while I would love to do it, obviously at this point we're 4 days in, it's just a thought in the wind, really.
All right, nice. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so I think if anyone's not got any burning questions, we'll have you got one there, Digital Wealth?
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Tess. Have a lovely night.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
I just wanted to ask, Digital Wealth, do you have a question there? I can see you're unmuted. Or Jackie?
Yes, I do. I was reviewing the white paper and also this kind of goes to the gentleman earlier that was talking. There's just a lot of pin posts, so I was having trouble finding it. Maybe I just missed it, but is there any plan on the roadmap to automate the BNB earnings if it's not already?
We specifically don't have it automatic, not through a lack of technology, and it's something we can do. It's a choice that we've made, and in the future, when we're building more of a platform around this, there's something we can look at. But for the time being, in order to support little holders, it's purposefully manual because we can save on gas fees and we can save on a whole numerous amount of reasons, as well as give that sort of mental stimulation when you log on and you see your money and you're like, wow, I've this is a choice that I've made to be in this community and I'm being rewarded for that. So there's a reason that we're not automatic, but I do see the benefits of it. So, in the future, I'm not ruling out the idea of having like a auto situation, but first and forefront, we are a manual claim token for what I appear to be good reasons.
No, thank you, and I apologize if that was redundant from the last few days.
No, it's all good. You ask away because you're here as a potential holder or a holder, and you're free to ask whatever you think might increase the value of your proposition. So yeah, no worries, go for it.
Also, I want to touch on that later on. We are thinking of like having something integrated where you can select if you want to do it manual or automatic as well. That's why we keep it manual, to get that integration later on.
Yeah, it's easier to add than take away, So
I think that would be a really good differentiator because as you guys have seen over the past few days, the space is kind of blown up with the reflections and stuff like that. So I think that's awesome. So thank you all.
No worries. So I think we'll end it there unless any other burning ones. Obviously, I'm in voice chat quite a lot. I spent like 2 hours in there today, and I'm always pretty much online. So if you have any questions, just DM me or put it in the chat or come into voice chat when I'm there. And even if I'm just there and I'm not talking, just DM me and just say I'm in voice chat, and I'll put my headphones on. It's just because I leave them off on the desk, so I can't hear you. But if you're there and I know you want to talk to me, I'll put them on. So yeah, it's been a pleasure. I'm sure Tess has a goodbye to say or a thank you or all that sort of thing. But from me, it's been great, and it's good to sort of meet and speak to all of you.
Yes, I totally agree. Thank you all for showing up today, and it was great having you. It was great AMA. Really nice to have it like this, and let's keep it up, guys. Thank you all for joining.
I want to extend as well, like what Tom said, like if you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything, you can also DM me as well. I'm available most of the time.
Yeah, we're all sort of sitting, filtering through chat. So you just post something, and if we see something that you want to answer with, we'll generally respond reasonably quickly. So yeah. But thanks for joining. It's been great. Yeah.
Have a great one today, guys. Thank you all.
See you, everyone.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks all. Bye.